Happy New Year, everyone. I wanted to come on really quick and talk about successes and failures in my health and in my journey over the last year. Last January, most of you know that my husband and I have been on a really strong growth trend over the last few years. We've been learning so much, everything from health to finances to, you name it, thought processes, everything. We've been growing so much. And yes, there is a lot that you can see in our physical lives that have changed. Our bodies have changed drastically. Our thought processes have changed drastically. Our relationship has changed drastically. So many things have changed. And lately I've been feeling kind of like with my 50th birthday looming in a couple of weeks, I've been really kind of almost in a rush to accomplish some things that I've kind of struggled with over the last year. I think I've shared that, I had to heal myself of hot flashes, not once, but twice this last year. Well, they've come back again. I kind of slacked on my ashwagandha and my bone broth for a few weeks, and it came back to bite me in the butt. I'm having a hard time again sleeping, and I'm waking up roasting and then freezing, and it's just a nightmare. So I've gotten really serious about being consistent with my supplements. I do follow a ketogenic lifestyle. I probably have potatoes maybe once a week, and I try to make sure that they're organic when I do. Not always perfect with that, but I would say probably I follow the 80-20 rule pretty closely, which means 80% of the time my diet is super clean. 20% it's not, but I would have to say even more than that, it's clean. But when I fall hard. I have like rancid oil potatoes or whatever. And my falling hard and your falling hard is probably two very different things, because I've changed so much. I probably in my back of my mind, I'm thinking, I used to eat ding dongs and Twinkies. I don't even consider those food anymore. So when I say I'm falling hard, I mean, I'm eating oils that I shouldn't eat, or I'm allowing myself to have some almonds that have horrible oils in them that I wouldn't normally do, that kind of thing. And it's because I'm on a healing journey. It's not because I'm trying to be, super squeaky clean. Although, yes, I've realized that in my healing journey that actually has to happen, because the more your body has to process chemicals and bad ingredients, the harder it makes it to actually heal. So I've been dealing with that, and I've come to realize in retrospect over 2021, first of all, it was a rough year for everybody with the pandemic and everything that was going on. I think we're all kind of stressed out. We're stressed at work. We're stressed with family members that may be sick, or, maybe have conflicting ideas about what's really going on, and we're having conversations about that. 2021 was rough all around, but I do believe that I had quite a bit of success, and I want to share that with you. In retrospective, I have very high standards, and I borderline type A personality, where I want to be in control all the time, and I want to make everything happen. Let me fix it. I got this figured out. I can do this. If I do this, this, and this will happen. I'm kind of that kind of personality. Taking a step back and really evaluating 2021 for myself, I realized I had quite a few wins. One of them was that I continued to grow mentally, spiritually. I continued to hold my goals down and strive, even though I had all kinds of stress going on around me. I continued to care about my family and meet needs and things around me. I continued to hold my weight loss. I continued to, even at family events and things like that, I usually allow myself to have some potatoes or things like that at holidays, but I don't allow anything else. I don't allow the pies and the candies and the cookies and the cakes and things like that. So all in all, I believe 2021 was pretty successful, even though I didn't meet, the huge goals that I had for myself, like reading one book a week, or I had goals of, actually becoming financially independent and things like that. I set some really high, crazy goals, but you kind of have to push yourself, right? If you're not reaching far and beyond of who you are, you're never going to become more. If you're only setting goals that you absolutely can obtain, you're never really growing, right? So I realize now that I did grow. I did hold down the changes that I made. They're firmly planted. I'm continuing to move forward, and I believe that 2022 is going to be an even better year as far as like growth and production and things like that. I now have a solid foundation that I can stand on, put my ladder on, and move forward. So I believe it was a good year, and I hope everybody else's year was just as good. With my 50th birthday around the corner, we were planning on doing a really huge party and all this kind of stuff. And I kind of took a step back and I told my husband, I said, you know what? I'm going to accept some help this time with my body. I'm not going to try to fix it all and do it all by myself, because my body responds differently now that I'm in menopause than it did when I was younger. If I'd have been like in my 20s when I started this journey, I would probably have rock hard muscles and be, you know, super fit. But because we as women, as we hit our 40s and 50s, have a little harder time with the hormones and things like that, especially if we've had toxic lifestyles and eaten toxic food in abundance and things like that. So he's getting me a personal trainer as a birthday gift, and that is going to be my gift. So we're going to have a small celebration here with some of our close friends and family, and then I'm going to be working with a personal trainer this year and really making this the year that I solidify all of this work that I've put into healing my body, to getting all that flab and everything that I want off my body, like gone, so that I can move forward with other things. And so I'm excited about that. And I'm excited about a lot of the financial things that we're doing and some of the things that I'm doing with my husband. Like, we're launching a podcast soon and things like that, talking about how our relationship has changed so dynamically, how we don't have the screaming arguments that we used to have. And I mean, they still happen sometimes. There's totally a different vibe when it happens. You're definitely more quiet, but I mean, there's still the, you know, that uneasiness and pain that you feel when you're in an argument. But we've learned how to relate to one another and respect one another and talk it out. And he's done a lot of growing right alongside me, and it's pretty exciting. So I just kind of wanted to let you guys know what's going on. I know I haven't made a video in a while. I'm still doing cold therapy. We had a snowstorm here in Washington State, and I jumped in the snow and held it for 3 minutes. We tried to make a video to share it, but it just didn't come out. My husband's not used to handling an iPhone. He has an Android, so it didn't really come out right. But more to come on that later. I just wanted to share with everyone what's been up. Bye.